Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Finally got the LC lowered. It looks so good. So let's take a peek, run through, and I'm gonna tell you what my personal experiences have been with getting the car lowered and how it's affect with my tires and my wheels, how it drives, all that. So if you have an LC500, you're looking to get it lowered, whether you're deciding to get it bagged or if you want springs, whether it's teen or RSR, this will be a great video for you to watch because a lot of the stuff I have to find online, I'm piecing together different things, and from my experiences, I'm gonna share with you so you don't make the mistakes or kind of have a clear picture of what to expect when you get your car, your LC lowered. And I hope the audio's not, it's very windy out here, so I hope my audio's not really screwing up bad. But please excuse the LC is dirty. We've had kind of crappy weather out here, but for the most part, I mean, it's all right. So we have a good shot of the car. You can see how the wheels are now. Now after lowering it, you can't tell from before, they have gone in. There's a little bit of camber, so it has gone in just a little bit, but it still has a nice, I mean, I can't put my finger won't clearly go in, it's at an angle. So the tire is just a tad tucked. In the rear, let's go to the front, kind of same on the front. I get my finger in, but I definitely can't get two fingers. Looking down the front has definitely cambered in a little bit, but I think it looks really good. It looks really tough. Well, let's talk about the issues that I had, and there really was no issues. It was after I had the tires put on. It's after I had the car lowered, when I would hit bumps, I noticed I was starting to have some scraping with the tires. You could hear it inside the cockpit of the car. I took my rear wheels off to inspect and see what was going on. Lo and behold, my tires were hitting against the inner lining, and it was only in one little certain area. Right here. It's really nice that the LC does have a flat fender, so there's nothing to roll under here. If you wanted to, you could, I guess pull the fenders out, but there's nothing here to roll, it's just flat. So that is awesome when it comes to dropping this car. You don't have to worry about that issue. But right here, where the rear bumper attaches to the body, the fender lining underneath, the wheel well lining, it bulges out just a little bit. Like it's probably, maybe like half an inch or something like that, about right here. So what I had to do is take and that's the only place it was hitting, is right there. So anytime I'd bottom out, it would just hit that, and it was annoying the hell out of me. I don't want to put a hole in my liner. So what I did is pull my wheels off, and I got a heat gun, and I heated this area up and just mushed it in and remolded it to where it's flat. Now I have no issues. So that's a little, kind of like a little bit of information if you drop your car, your LC, if you're going to run a 315 tire. I've talked to quite a few people with LCs online who have put RSR springs, and they got 22s on theirs. And a lot of the guys are saying like, I have no rubbing at all, but what I noticed is that they're running a 305 tire on a 11-inch wide wheel, and mine are 315s, or they're running a 315 on a 11.5-inch wheel. If you're gonna run a 315 on 11.5-inch wheel, it's gonna have a little bit more spread, so you're gonna have a little bit more of that angle coming off the tire, so you're gonna clear that, which is nice. On mine, I'm running a 315 on an 11-inch wide wheel, and that taller sidewall of the tire is what was hitting that fender liner. So just a little tip for you guys: if you are going to run a 315-inch tire on an 11-inch wheel, I think the offsets on here, I forgot exactly what they are. These wheels are so dirty. I forgot what they are, but they are I think a -20, -15, -20. It's one of those. But regardless, if you have any issues with rubbing, it's that right there. I have really been contemplating too if I want to add a spacer, and I know it might be dumb, I might not even have enough of that space, but I kind of want to get my wheels to set out just a little bit more. I'm not married to these wheels, okay? They were affordable. These Ferradas, got a great deal on them, brand new 22s, but now after looking at it with just going like all black, I don't know, it looks good, but every time I take a photo or video of this car, like you just really lose the the detail in the wheel. It's just really black, but in person you can see it. And what I love about these wheels is the concave. If they weren't concave, I think they'd be ugly on this car. By concave, let me show you, like the spokes go in and they go all the way out to the outer wheel, so they just have a nice concave look. So when you're standing back, look at the wheel. I like on this car, if they were flat, the lip, and they were flat spoke, I don't think it would work on this car at all. But now, after looking at the wheels, having them on for a little bit, driving around, I'm still gonna keep them for a while, but when I do end up replacing these wheels, I might then go with a 3-piece and do something where, I don't know if necessarily if I want a chrome lip, but I think I like the idea to where if I was gonna do black wheels again, I don't mind, I like black wheels, but if I was gonna do black wheels, I'd probably find something that has like a silver rivets or something around here and just have a little bit of accent so they do stand out. But I don't know. Now, when I talk about this car, you might ask, well, why didn't I bag it? Because you see a lot of LC500s online and they're sitting on bags, and I've contemplated that. I was like, man, do I want to bag this car? And I love the bagged look, but I gotta be real, guys. Bagged cars, man, they are not comfortable to drive. I don't know. They're great to look at, and if not as a daily driver, I wouldn't want to bag the daily driver. I know there's probably a lot of you 20-year-olds on here going, man, you crazy fool, but I got a bag BRZ and I drive it every day. Man, let's be real, I'm 48, 49, 48, I don't even know how old I am anymore, but I'm old. When I started my whole car, my love and passion for cars, man, we used to drop our cars on the ground and cut leaf springs and melt our springs so we could literally just have the cars riding on no suspension. And that was fine back then because you're young, you don't give a shit, and you'll do whatever it takes to make your car look the way you want it to look. But then things happen. You get older, you get dad mode, but that's why I still want to drive in comfort. I want to drive in sport mode. I love the feel of sport mode in here, which is rough. It's got a little bounce to it, but I can, when the times come, I can drop it in my normal mode or even comfort, like an old fart. Then I can ride, and this car is smooth. It still looks good, and it's smooth driving. So that's why I decided not to bag the car. If one day, or when the time comes, and I might get another vehicle, but still keep this one, when that time comes, I still want to wide body this car. And then if I do that, I will bag it, because at that point, this will no longer be a daily driver. It's gonna be my fun weekend car, show car, go have fun. That's when I will bag this car. Unless something comes up, because knowing me, something else comes up in a couple of years. I don't want my wife to hear this, but she knows me. And if something comes up, and then I might get something else. We'll see. But another thing about why am I not bagging this car, man, guys, I'm from Texas. If you know anything about Texas, if you're born and raised in Texas and you drive these Texas highways, the highways aren't too bad. The toll roads are pretty, for the most part, nice and smooth. All right, they're not bad. But gosh dang it, what really sucks is the side roads are horrible. We're running springs. We're gonna have the car sit nice, looking good. And I gotta get the front lip on this car, because when the front lip comes in, and I got the front lip from NIA Body Works, I wanna say it is. I ordered that front lip and it's coming. It's been about like 4 weeks now, but that's going to definitely kind of bring that lower, because if you notice in the LC, the front just kind of goes up just a hair, and I think that front lip is needed just to make it look a little bit more full in the front. And I decided not to get side skirts just yet, or a rear diffuser, because I don't know necessarily if I want those yet. I'm thinking about it, I just don't know. I'm gonna piece everything together, and then even then, it's like I don't know which kit I want to go with. I don't know. If one kit that I've seen online that I really like a lot is the Liberty Walk non-wide body kit. It's like a Liberty Walk Artisan Spirits collab. I like that kit, but it's expensive. But there's no cutting on the vehicle, so I don't have to cut up the LC It kind of looks like an Artisan Spirits kit, but it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more aggressive, and I like that because I want to get this car looking the most aggressive as I can. Pretty much that. I want this car to look aggressive and clean, like a clean aggressive, if that makes sense. I'm not looking at my, crazy decals all over this car. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing a crazy livery and all that stuff. Unless one day, now, I'm not going to say that because knowing me, I say that now and then I get bored of something and the next thing you know, I'm going to be designing some crazy livery for an LC500, which might be absurd, but that's kind of what I do. I do absurd things. So, all right, let's test the suspension. I'm on a side road. All right, you can see, this is just like a side back road. Oh, and I'm driving on the city titties. Okay, side back road. I'll give you guys an idea of what this is like and kind of the bounce that you would get. I am in Sport Plus mode, and this road is not the smoothest, but I'm gonna show you the difference of why I'm keeping my stock suspension on here besides just the springs. I'm resting my arm on this armrest here, so maybe you can kind of get an idea of the bounciness that we're getting. Not too bad right now, but you can see there is some bounce. Or I wouldn't say bounce, you just feel like you're more planted to the road. So it's not really bouncy, you just feel planted. That's more of a good way to put it. And this road's not bad at all. For a back road around, side roads, this isn't bad. Okay, but you see the difference. Boom, a little bouncy, a little jarry, not too bad, but just a little bit. Even with the springs, there's nothing slamming or clanking, and you see the tires are a little bit tucked. All right, okay, so there's there. I'm gonna turn around. And I already drove this little path, and this is just equally as bad, but let me put this in normal. Not even custom, just normal. Sorry, so I'm in normal mode. Let me flip this car around. Look, no rubbing there. And I'm on 22s, lowered, and there's no rubbing. Okay, now I'm in my normal mode, not even comfort. So much just more smoother. You can feel the difference when you're driving, big time. You don't feel as planted to the road, but it is nice, and it's almost, it's relaxing. It's just very smooth. Still hitting a bump, so it's very smooth. Okay, so I hope you can see the difference. I hope it's coming through on camera, or I'm just looking like a total moron right now, but all right. And you're like, dude, you're driving like a grandpa. Okay, I know. I'm just trying to show you some differences here. I'm not getting all on it or nothing like that, okay? All right, so nice and smooth. Drives great. All right, let me put it back here in Sport Plus mode. Thank you, sir. All right, there's a little get on it, just a little. All right, let's take the service road. Let's get out on here. Let's go stretch your legs a little bit. Okay, stills, we talked about, this car is still quiet. I know it sounds good for factory V8. It sounds really refined, like a really refined V8, but it's still quiet. Straight pipe it up until, we're gonna straight pipe it to the muffler. It's a very inexpensive mod. We're gonna straight pipe to the muffler, and we're gonna first see what that sounds like. After that, that should kind of get it more sounding a little bit more like the RCF type of deep rumble. After that, then we will look to see about doing a muffler delete if needed. But like again, I want this car still sounding classy. I don't want it sounding like ridiculous. It's an LC500, y'all. If I wanted it to sound like a dang Civic or about a Civic, I want it to sound classy, but mean, like I have a nice rumble. So I'm gonna straight pipe those. And when we get to the we're gonna leave the muffler first. We're gonna see what that sounds like. Then, if that sounds like, it's not really cutting it for me, then I'll go and do a full exhaust. But the cutting off and just straight piping through the resonators, that's gonna help the sound for sure, because this car has 4 resonators on it. And those resonators are they cut the sound. So we're gonna cut them off, because we don't want our sound cut off. Okay, taking some more little side roads, just so we can see how the bounciness is. Here we go. Let me flip the camera back around. I'm in Sport Plus mode. Now there's no rubbing. Now, before I had before I remolded my fender liners, every time I would hit a bump like this, boom, right there, the little, just enough, it would go. And I'm like, oh, and it was like annoying me. And I was like, no, and I was worried that I was like actually hitting the fenders. Thank God it was only the liners, and that was an easy fix. As I'm cruising around, you might be asking, okay, I put out a few videos now. Guys, I'm trying to be consistent and put out at least one video per week. I didn't put out a video last week. Well, I kind of did, but it was more like a little teaser thing. I just didn't have a whole lot of time to do any vlogging because, you know, dad life and work life and everything else in between. So, but I was really inspired to create this channel because I love the car community, right? And I've told you this in another video of how I've just always been around it since I was 15 years old. I love cars. And I don't care. I love all cars. I'm not just a strict, you know, like your luxury sport cars. Like, no, I love, man, I love lowriders. I love import tuners. I love supercars. I love hot rods. I love cars. And I look at cars and I look at the art in cars. Because as an artist and a designer, I love what people do with cars. And putting your own touch and looking at how the cars are engineered to a degree, like more of a aesthetic rather than technology. I really don't care too much. I don't care too much about the technology in a car. I care about, you know, what does the car look like? That to me is number one. I am a looks first type of person when it comes to vehicles. Some people aren't. Some people are like, no, I just want fast as fuck, and I don't care what it looks like. And that's cool. I love fast cars too. But for me personally, I tend to go, I want that balance of beauty and speed, or beauty and power, if that makes sense. So that's what I look for in cars. That's why I got this LC500, because I think it's just like a beautiful car on the road. You don't see a lot of them, and that's another thing I talked about before. Is there's just I like cars you just don't see everywhere. Okay, but that takes me back to this. Why am I posting these videos? So you can have an idea of even what's to come. I love going to shows. Speaking of, next week, real quick, is going to be Fuel Fest. And that is the first show that I'm actually going to take the LC and park it. And we registered the car, my son and I, so we're going to put the LC. We will be at Fuel Fest in Dallas. So if you're going to be there, man, please stop by and say what's up. Say, hey, I watch your videos, or don't. Or maybe you haven't yet, but maybe you will. But that would be cool if you did, because, you know, it'd just be cool to hear from you guys. Second, I'm a busy person. I'm a director of marketing and creative director for that's my career, that's my day job, and it keeps me busy. It keeps my mental state kind of like really challenged. So when I do these videos, it's more so like I want to have them like, you know, I want this to be entertaining, but also like educational, because when I was looking for stuff for this car, it was, you know, you have to scour the internet, man. You're like looking everywhere, and you know, and I come across these YouTubers who had this car. It's like, ooh, man, I love what you guys are doing with it and stuff. But then once I would start watching the videos, it's like, man, there's none enough. They don't give you enough information, and it drive me freaking insane. Dang it. And it's cool. That's probably not the reason why they're doing their channels, but I love watching the stuff, but yet I wanted a little bit more information as a person who is like in the same boat, wanting to build up their car, or maybe have questions, or just want a little bit of a tire situation. Okay, I'll start reaching out, and my gosh, there's so many people who like, there's some helpful people out there, but it seems like more of the younger, some of the younger crowd are like they call it gatekeeping. They're like gatekeeping their wheel and tire specs and stuff, and I'm like, that's so lame. Man, I've been around since the 90s, before these kids were born. We were always involved in, man, our car clubs and the lowrider clubs that we did, and man, all the cruising and the fun camaraderie, and man, it was like it's a big deal, that stuff, and it kept me out of trouble. So that's why I love the car community and what it could bring. But it's like all the new, these young car community crap. Man, y'all, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand how you're taking your cars and you're just tearing them up and you're freaking running people over, and just the whole street takeover is just so freaking stupid. And the car community is something that it should be positive. Going out and like doing like takeovers and doing all that crazy stuff where you're, I don't care, engine revving inside, yeah, that's cool. But it's like literally when you're taking over streets and just destroying stuff and like running over people, it's like, man, that's what gives the car community a bad name. So that's just what I hate. And so that goes back to what is MAGMADE? And you're gonna start noticing, you're gonna start seeing more MAGMADE stuff that I'm gonna more, I would say, branded. And you're like, well, what is MAGMADE? MAGMADE is McGee Made. So it's like a mix of my last name and MAGMADE. But it's just about all the stuff that I think it's like bringing, that's important. It's like through my eyes. And this is what I hope and I know others will find important too, through their eyes, with the cars and art and what that does and how it inspires and bringing people together like a positive light, right? So I'm bringing this stuff around through my faith. I'm seeing there's more car clubs popping up too that are based on faith, and man, I really appreciate that because it kind of puts a good foundation on more values and bringing people together. And at the end of the day, I think people need that, man. Especially the younger generation, man, they need that. So be an inspiration. And it's not just about how much money I could spend on something. That's not what it's about. That's not what my channel's about. As literally, they dump so much money in their car so fast, and it's like 1 minute you're watching a series of a build and it's like full finish. And that stuff is awesome. Don't get me wrong, I love watching it. That's amazing content, and I love what they're able to do. But for like the 95% of us out there, you know, it takes time, and that's okay. It's okay to take time doing these things. Don't feel rushed and don't feel like you're trying to keep up with, you know, Joneses. It's a work in progress. But in the meantime, I'll always show you what I'm doing to my car, but then we'll also enjoy the car community. Let's go out, let's go do some events. And that's why we registered for Fuel Fest next Saturday. So if you're going to DFW, show up, say what's up, or the DFW, the Dallas Fort Worth Fuel Fest. But we'll record out there, we'll film a bunch of content, we'll show you guys a lot of that stuff. But other than that, I'm gonna do my best to put out a video per week, because just, you know, work schedule. I mean, I like this weekend, I got a full weekend of volleyball tournaments, and I'm trying to shoot this video this morning, this is Sunday morning. I'm trying to shoot this video Sunday morning so I could get this edited later and then post this for this week's vlog, because yeah, we have my daughter's big national volleyball tournament, and that's just, you know, consuming my weekend. But do the best I can for you guys. So that's it. Let's talk about the branded content really quick. We noticed the MAGMADE. You know, follow my Instagram. If you guys haven't been on there, I'm kind of posting, you know, some car pictures and such. Post all stuff, you know, my friends at Joe Tech Motorsports. Been friends with Kenny for a long time, so I do like to go out there and just, you know, pop in once in a while and see what they got going on. And but we will, you know, when I talk about the art, you know, I want to get into doing a little bit more, because I'm a creative guy, and I know with my vlogs, my videos, it hasn't really shown it, because I just what I do for a living. And I do this stuff on a creative, from graphic design, illustration, videography, multimedia. I do this stuff as my day job for the company I work for. And sometimes I get to a point to where I'm mentally just kind of burnt out. So when I make these videos and put it together, you might see that they're not like really super flashy or anything, but I'm trying to do my best, guys, to get into a flow. And that's kind of where these videos are going, because I'm trying to find the flow. Is like, as I'm vlogging, and I've never really vlogged before. When I had my barbecue grill company, I vlogged just a little bit, but it was on barbecue grills. But now I feel like I'm really vlogging on something I want to vlog on, I'm really passionate about, but I'm just trying to find my flow. Okay, I'm trying to find out, you know, what works, what doesn't, and seeing what you guys want to watch. So that's where I'm at. But again, I'm trying to do this from my perspective. I'm not a kid. Like I said, I'm like borderline old man. And but still, even old man's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of cars you like. Like I said, hot rods, supercars, exotics, custom built. That's what this is about. All right, it's about the love and passion for cars, and all types of stuff. So if we go off and, you know, maybe we'll film, we'll go to all kind of different crazy events and film the stuff as we're still building this car, and see what else is in store for us. But anyways, thanks guys. Real quick, I forgot to bring this up. I need y'all's help. Okay, I need to paint my calipers, and I got 2 different color paints. So I know this is like sidetrack, but I need your help. Should I paint my calipers on this car red? I think everybody has red. Red's kind of boring. Or should I do gold? I'm leaning towards gold. I already bought both paints from G2 Caliper Paint. I need to paint them. I'm going to do it myself because there's some of these projects I just want to do. Like, I just want to do it myself. I can go pay somebody to do it, but I really don't want to. I want to do it myself because that's how you learn. And you get in, and I could just be super anal about it if I have to because it's my car. And we could do a video on it and show you how to paint your calipers. But anyways, I got red or gold. I'm leaning towards gold because I think with the white Lexus, this interior, everybody's like red, but the red doesn't match this red interior. Like, this is like a wine color red. I'm gonna call it Merlot. I don't know what color red this is. Alcantara's red. So I don't know. I think that bright red will clash with this, but I can see gold going with this, and white, black, gold. And it's more like, I think the gold is almost, I don't even know what shade of gold it is. It was just called gold. I'm like, that might be interesting. So we'll crack that open. Maybe we'll do that for the next vlog. Well, no, the next vlog we're going to be at Fuel Fest. So maybe it'll be after. Because with work and life, there's no way I'm painting my calipers before Fuel Fest. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you. God bless you guys. All right, so while we do this, man, we do this to be positive for one another and be a help. You know, if there's anybody out there that you feel like you can help, man, anyway, just help them, all right? Anything you do, just being a positive, you know, role model to people is, you know, what it's about. So, thanks guys again, and see you on the next vlog.